The most challenging section of the music aptitude test is section 3, the texture questions. You have to listen to a chord played and it has 2, 3 or 4 different notes in the chord. The sounds will be quite unfamiliar. It will be electronically generated tones that are not traditional instruments that we're used to hearing. So this can make it particularly difficult to not only prepare for, but to work with your teacher unless they have access to an electronic keyboard or some way of generating different sounds. Our training test materials do use a wide variety of electronic beeps to help you get used to this unusual sound. And I'm also going to give you some tips today using a harpsichord, which is an instrument that I imagine is probably unfamiliar to most people, and it has a very different sound to the piano. So first of all, we'll look at getting used to chords with just 2 notes. Once you can pick out the 2 different notes there, we'll move on to the hardest bit of the test, which is distinguishing between 3 and 4 notes in a chord, trying to get used to the simple sound of 2, the in-between sound of 3, and the fullest sound of 4 different notes. Let's start with chords that just have 2 notes. I find it useful to encourage students to sing both of the notes. It can be helpful to start with the lower note and then sing the higher note. Something that if you're not that confident doing in front of your teacher, it would be good now to just try and sing out loud. And that will help you just pick out the 2 different notes in this chord. So I'm going to just play 2 note combinations. The notes can be quite far apart. Or they could be very close together. Something very far apart. Now the difference between 3 and 4 is definitely the most challenging part of this test. Let's listen to 3 and then I will add in a 4th note so we can hear the sound of 3 and then the additional 4th note that makes the fullest sound you will hear in the test. So we're starting with 3. Adding a 4th. 3 to the 4th. Going from 3 to 4. To 4. Same chord, 3. Another 3. Going to 4. 4 again. Going to 3. I'll now play lots of chords for you to try and pick out whether it's 2, 3 or 4. I'll give you the chord twice and then I'll separate the notes for you and give you the answer. Try not to look at the keys for this one. That's 3. 4. Just 2. Very close together, that's 3. Four notes. Another 4. Two. Two notes very far apart. That's 4 notes. Or we have an octave, as it's called. That could sometimes be misheard as just being the same note, so listen to the fuller sound. It's reinforced by having the octave there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully 2 is becoming much more familiar to you now. That's 3. I hope you found those tips useful for the texture questions. Do keep using the online training materials, and all the best with the music aptitude test.